Come closer, my dear. Sit right here beside me. Let me tell you my story. Not someone else's story but mine. Every single day of it. Straight from this old heart. I was born in 1945 in a tiny village near Faisalabad. The house was made of mud and love. Thick walls that kept the fierce sun outside. A small courtyard where the morning light would spill like honey. My Abu worked the fields from before dawn until the stars came out. His hands were rough, cracked from the soil, but when he lifted me onto his shoulders, I felt like the safest person in the world. My mother. Oh, how I miss her voice. She would wake us with the smell of fresh roti on the tawa, adding just a whisper of elaichi to the chai, so the whole house felt warm and alive. I was the eldest of 5 children. I helped her grind spices, carry water from the well, watch my little brothers and sisters while she worked. We had no toys, but we had games. Chasing fireflies at dusk, making dolls from corn husks, listening to old women tell stories under the neem tree about jinns and lost loves. Those were innocent days, but even then I felt something inside me, a quiet knowing that life would not always be this gentle. Then came 1947, partition. I was only 2, but I remember the fear like it was yesterday. The shouting, the running, the smoke rising from villages far away. We left everything behind. Our home, our animals, the mango tree I used to climb. We walked for days, sleeping under the stars, holding each other tight. When we finally reached Lahore, we had nothing but the clothes on our backs and each other. Have you ever lost everything you ever knew and had to start again with empty hands? I did. And that was only the beginning. Stay with me, my dear. The story of my childhood, turning into a young girl's dreams, and the first heartbreak that changed me forever, is coming next. It still hurts to remember, but I want you to feel it with me. By the time I was 15, the city had started to feel like home, though it never really did. The streets were loud, the air thick with dust and diesel, but I found small joys, helping my mother sell pickles and embroidered dupattas at the market, learning to read from borrowed books, dreaming under the moon. At 18 I met him. He was the son of a schoolteacher, tall, quiet, with eyes that saw right into me. We didn't speak much at first, just glances across the lane, smiles hidden behind dupattas. Then came the notes, tiny pieces of paper slipped into my books when no one was looking. I think of you all day, he wrote. You are my sunrise. We met in secret under the big neem tree, near the old well at dusk. He would read me poetry, tell me about the stars, promise we would build a life together. I believed every word. My heart felt so full it hurt, like it might burst from too much happiness. But happiness like that doesn't last long in our world. My father arranged my marriage to Abaji, a steady man with a factory job, good family, no risks. This is what's right, Abu said. Love comes after marriage. I cried every night for months, tearing those notes but keeping the pieces in a small tin under my pillow. The day I left for my new home. I didn't look back. Couldn't. I buried that love so deep I thought it would die. But love doesn't die, it just waits. Have you ever had to choose between your heart and your duty because you had no other way? I did. And it carved a quiet wound that never closed. But life didn't stop. The next chapter. My marriage. The early years of building a home. The joy and the hidden sorrow is coming. It's long, it's heavy, but it's honest. Stay with me. I was 20 when I married Abaji. The wedding was simple. A small gathering. Red dupatta. Mehndi on my hands. He was kind, not talkative, but he never raised his voice. We moved into a one-room flat in Lahore. Peeling paint. One window. A small gas stove. It wasn't much, but it was ours. Every morning, I woke before him, lit the stove, made chai with the last of the elaichi, packed his lunch with care. He would eat silently, give a small nod, and leave for the factory. At night he came home tired, back bent from lifting crates. I would sit across from him, pour more chai, watch him eat. Those quiet moments were our language. No big words, just presence. I learned to love him in a different way. Not the wild rush of youth, but the steady flame of duty and companionship. We laughed sometimes, argued rarely. He never knew about the letters in my tin. I never told him. Some things are meant to stay buried. Have you ever loved someone deeply, while another love lived quietly in the background of your heart? I carried both. And then came the children, the greatest joy and the heaviest weight of my life. The next part is long motherhood, the sleepless nights, the endless sacrifices. It will feel familiar if you've ever been a parent. Listen closely. Then the children came, one after another, like sudden rain after a long drought. First my son, with eyes just like Abaji's, dark, serious, full of questions even as a baby. Then my daughter, who laughed exactly like I used to before life taught me to be quiet. Two more followed, another boy and another girl. The flat that once felt too small suddenly overflowed with life. Tiny feet running across the floor, spilled milk on the table, cries at midnight, feverish foreheads pressed against my chest. I remember those nights so clearly, rocking one child, while another tugged at my dupatta, whispering lullabies until my throat was raw. I would boil water on the stove at 3 a.m., mix turmeric and honey, feed it drop by drop to the sick one while the others slept. Money was always tight. School fees rose faster than Abaji's wages. Hospital bills came like unwelcome guests who refused to leave. I sewed clothes late into the night under one bare bulb, the needle flashing like a tiny star. My fingers bled sometimes, but I hid the cuts under the sleeves. I adjusted everything for them. Less sugar in the tea. When arguments echoed from the children's room. More elaichi when one came home quiet. Eyes red from schoolyard fights or whispered rejections. I stretched one loaf of bread across 3 days when the month ran long. Thinner slices, but always with the same care. As if each crumb carried my promise. We will make it through. I never told them how tired I was. Never admitted the fear that woke me staring at the dark ceiling. counting rupees that weren't there, wondering if I was enough. I just kept going because mothers do. Have you ever carried so much love and so much fear in the same breath that it felt like your heart might break from the weight? I carried it every day. But children grow. They leave. And the silence that follows is the hardest part yet. The empty years are coming next. Stay close. This is where the tears really begin. One by one they left. My eldest got a job in Karachi. Promised to send money every month. But the calls grew showroot. My daughter married and moved to Islamabad. With dreams bigger than our flat could hold. The boys went abroad for studies. Letters and photos arrived at first. Then nothing but silence between visits. The house became too big. Echoes where laughter used to bounce. The balcony gathered dust on forgotten flower pots. I once tended so carefully. Toys stayed in corners, gathering cobweb. I still cooked full meals, set extra plates, whispered Ajayobeta to the empty chairs. Every Sunday I rose at the same hour, tied my apron with hands that now tremble just a little, lit the oven, kneaded dough slowly, deliberately, as if the rhythm could bring them back. The bread came out golden, with that honest crack on top, the same elaichi scent filling the rooms. I ate one small slice alone at the table, chewed slowly, eyes closed, tasting memories more than food. The rest I wrapped carefully in the same clean cloth I'd used for decades and placed it in the freezer. For when they come, I told the walls. In the quiet I began writing. Not full letters, just small truths in the margins of an old diary. Extra neat today. Missing the sound of their footsteps. Added more elaichi. A grandchild's photo came but no hug. Baked anyway. Bread waits better than people do. Some nights I pulled out the tin with the old unsent notes from my first love. Read them by lamplight. Tears falling onto the yellowed paper. I never posted them. Some things are meant to stay between the heart and the page. Have you ever waited for someone so long that waiting became your entire life? I waited and waited. But the body grows tired too. The illness that came next changed everything. Prepare yourself. This part is heavy, but it's where the truth finally comes out. The cough started small, just a tickle in winter. Then it deepened, rattled through my chest like distant thunder. Breathing hurt. Walking to the market left me gasping. I hid it from the children. Didn't want to worry them. I'm fine, I'd say on the phone, voice steady. But inside I knew. One morning I couldn't get up. The neighbor found me still in bed. The faint elaichi scent on the pillow like I just stepped out to check the dough. The children rushed back. From cities, from countries. They folded my dupattas that still carried traces of spice. Packed the chipped plates I touched every day. Then they opened the drawer I always kept half hidden. There it was, my old diary. Pages worn from years of quiet confessions. They read slowly, tears falling onto the paper. Less elaichi today, heart too heavy after the call ended too soon. Saved a slice, tomorrow might bring someone home. It hasn't yet. Baked anyway. The smell fills the empty rooms for a little while. The final entry, written with shaking hand. My dear ones, if you find this, forgive me for staying so quiet. I thought the bread would speak louder than my voice ever could. Sit together sometimes. Break bread together. That was always enough. Have you ever discovered a loved one's hidden pain? Too late to hold them one more time? They did. And the regret tasted like my bread, warm but full of sorrow. But something beautiful came from it too. The reunion. Forgiveness. Healing. It's next. Hold my hand through this part. After reading the diary, my children did something I never expected. They searched for him. The boy from the neem tree. My first love. Through old contacts, faded addresses, they found him in Lahore. Old now, widowed, living alone. They sent him one of the unsent letters, anonymously at first. He read it, cried. Then he came to the house, frail, walking with a stick, eyes full of years. They sat together in the same room where I once baked bread. Read my words aloud. He touched my photo, whispered, I never forgot. They cried like children, laughed at old memories, forgave each other for the paths not taken. The grandchildren listened, wide-eyed, learning that love can wait decades and still find its way home. Have you ever seen old pain turn into peace? Right in front of your eyes? It happened that day. But the story isn't over. The lessons I left behind, the wisdom from 80 years are coming now. Listen carefully, these words are for you. Looking back, love was my greatest teacher. The one that slipped away taught me longing. The one I built with Abaji taught me steadiness. The one for my children taught me sacrifice. Loss came too. The village, my parents, Abaji, my health. Each time it felt like the world ended. But it didn't. I rose again like dough after kneading. I wish I had spoken more, said, I love you, out loud instead of hiding it in bread and chai. I wish I had called my children more, visited more, hugged tighter. But I also learned grace, to forgive myself for what I couldn't change, to find beauty in small things. Sunlight on the floor, the smell of elaichi, a grandchild's laugh on the phone. What do you wish you had said or done? While there was still time, think on it. My final wisdom, the lessons I want you to carry, is next. This is the part that might change how you live tomorrow. 1 year after I left, my children gather more often. The table is fuller. Grandchildren come, laugh, eat bread baked with my recipe. They read from my diary. Some lines make them smile. Some make them cry. They framed one page and put it on the wall beside my photo. Every Sunday someone lights the oven, adds elaichi, remembers me. My love didn't die. It just changed hands. It rises again in them like dough in the sun. So bake something this week. Call someone you miss. Say the words you've held back. Live fully, because time is gentle with no one. Thank you for listening to every part of my long life. If my words touched you, leave a red heart below. Share one memory of your own grandmother in the comments. I would love to read them. Subscribe and turn on notifications. More stories from the heart are coming. Until we meet again, keep love warm and never wait too long to taste it.